Fáilte go dtí de chearmanas brunta ó Ollscoil Maynooth. Welcome to your Maynooth University Conferring ceremony. Congratulations on successfully completing your programme of study. We hope your time in Maynooth was enjoyable, challenging and rewarding, and that it will be beneficial to you in whatever you plan for the future. Your Conferring Day is one of celebration with family and friends and marks an important milestone of your achievement. We wish that we could celebrate with the graduates of 2020 in the way the Maynooth University community normally does. We will do so when circumstances allow. Wishing you health, happiness and success as you celebrate this special day. Címéad sláinte, sonas agus gach dearairt, agus an lá speisialta seo á céiliúradh agat.
Díomh go léir, agus fáilte go Ollscoil Maynooth. My name is Aidan Mulkeen, I'm the Registrar of the University, and I'd like to welcome you here today to this unusual virtual conferring ceremony. Conferrings are one of the highlights of our year. For you, our new graduates, they're the opportunity to mark your achievement and celebrate with family and friends. For us, it's the opportunity to see you competent, confident, and ready to face the next phases of your lives. So it's a real disappointment to us that we can't have you here in person today to be here together. We do plan to invite you back at some future date to give you the opportunity to be on stage and to be here in person. But for today, we'll proceed to confer your degrees formally in this virtual ceremony. Before we begin, let me just take a moment to tell you a little bit about what to expect. This is, as you know, a formal meeting of the university to confer academic awards. And by tradition, parts of the ceremony are conducted in Latin. So in a moment, I will open the formal part of the ceremony, and I will then hand over to the Dean of the Faculty of Science and Engineering, Professor Ronan Farrell. As we come to each new category of award, the Dean will read a short passage declaring that you, the new graduates, are properly examined and ready for your awards, and I will respond approving the awards. Your names will then be called out in sequence, and we will proceed through the ceremony. When all of the awards have been conferred, I will close the formal part of the meeting, and I will then invite the President of the University, Professor Philip Nolan, to give his conferring address. Universitas Hibernia Nationalis, Pre Honorabilis Pro Vice Cancellariae totaque Universitas, Haec Comitia Universitaria hodie convocata sunt, od quidem viri mulerisque maxime eximi ad gradus academicos admittantur.
Re Honorabilis vo Vice Chancellaria totaque Universitas. The Honours Degree of Bachelor of Arts, Applied Social Studies. Presento vobis hanc meam filiam hunca filium meum quastio tam orbis quam doctrina habilis eidonius esse qui admontantur a gradum baccalaureatus in artibus honoro cursu confecto, idque tibi fide me testor expandea totica academiae.
Authoritatea mihi concessa, admitto vos ad gradum baccalaureatus in artibus honoro cursu confecto.
Derek Guilfoyle, Samantha Wellstead. The Honours Degree of Bachelor of Social Science. Presento vobis hasca meas filias filioscas meas, quas omne cio tam morbus quam doctrina habilis eidonius esse qui admontantur a gradum baccalaureatus in scientiae sociali honoro cursu confecto, itque tibi fide tesor expandea totica academiae.
Autoritatea mihi concessa, admitto vos ad gradum baccalaureatus in scienze sociali, honoro cursu confecto.
Sarah Barrett, Nicole Baskerville, Alison Campbell, Gemma Devine, Jameen Joseph, Shauna Kelly Pembroke, Stephen McConnell, Caroline Morin, Lorna Purcell, Ruth Quayle, Dara Robinson, Julie Thompson. Master of Social Science, Rights and Social Policy. Praesento phobus hasce meas filias filioscas meas, quas omne cio tam moribus quam doctrina habilis, idonias esse quia mantantur a grada magisteria in scientiae sociali, itque tibi fide me testor expondeo totica academiae.
Autoritatea mihi concessa, admitto vos ad gradum magisterii scientiae.
Ben Aniquena, Emma Bagnall, Gary Cogan, Claire Coleman, Tara Doherty, Gemma Franklin, Mary Gregg, Paul Hallisey, Tracy Henshaw Alpha, Daniel Howard, Brian Kelly, Michael King, Declan McGovern, Dylan Meehan, Sinead Moore, Fungeyi Mutamba, Leona Nichel, Ellen Scanlon, Maiwa Shabani, Gillian Stafford, Catherine Taylor. The Honours Degree of Bachelor of Science, Double Major. Praesento phobus hasce meas filias filioscas meos, quas omne cio tam moribus quam doctrina habilis, idonias esse quia mantantur a gradum baccalaureatus in scientiae honoro cursu confecto, itque tibi fide me tesor expondeo totica academiae.
Autoritatea mihi concessa, admitto vos ad gradum baccalaureatus in scientiae honoro cursu confecto.
Emmett Burke, Joanne Casserly, Holly Crean, Joseph Devlin, Stephanie Fontana, Evelyn Fortune, James Greer, Maeve Healy, Michael Kane, Sean Keenan, Sarah Ann Kilduff, Matthew McDonough, Brona McGovern, Jordan McKenna, Tarushi Polgola, Jane Roach, Ashleen Sherkle. The Honours Degree of Bachelor of Science, Single Major, Department of Biology. Ronan Casserly, Aoife Crowley, Kaylee Gaffney, Scott Murphy, Fionn O'Neill, Stephen Small, Mohammed Yusuf. Department of Chemistry. Leah Dooley Heffernan, Carla Kavanagh, Owen Murphy. Department of Experimental Physics, Donal Murphy. The Department of Theoretical Physics, Peter Coleman. The Honours Degree of Bachelor of Science, Biological and Biomedical Sciences. Sarah Brady, Leigh Carolyn, Rian Dignan, Mary O'Donnell. The Honours Degree of Bachelor of Science, Biotechnology. Ava Dempsey, Asik Joseph, Francis Lee, Ralph Mappa, Natalia Moros, Hugh Smith. The Honours Degree of Bachelor of Science, Computer Science and Software Engineering. Amy Clark, Jonathan Doyle, Matthew Gavigan, Aka Kanate, Cameron McGee, Daniel O'Neill, James Plunkett, Nigel Quinn. The Honours Degree of Bachelor of Science, Chemistry with Pharmaceutical Chemistry. Zihao Shang, Yizheng Wang, Zifan Wang, Yun Yu. The Honours Degree of Bachelor of Science, Multimedia, Mobile and Web Development. Alexandru Ioan Zaharia. Honours degree of Bachelor of Science, Physics with Astrophysics. Andrew Cleary, Jonathan Fay, Benjamin Guilfoyle, Robert Harubi, Courtney MacLean, John Rochford. The Honours degree of Bachelor of Science, Robotics and Intelligent Devices. Owen Farrelly, Aaron Nugent. The Honours degree of Bachelor of Science, Theoretical Physics and Mathematics. Thomas Anderson. The Higher Diploma in Science, Software Development. Presento vobis hanc meam filiam, quam cio tam orbis, quam doctrina habilem, eidaniam, esse quae admentatur ad diploma superius, itque tibi fide me tesser expandeo, tatica academiae.
Authoritate mehi concessa, admitto te ad diploma superius.
Renata Pezota da Silva. The Erasmus Mundus Joint Master of Science in Advanced Systems Dependability, in conjunction with the University of St. Andrews, Scotland, and Université de Lorraine in France. Presento phobus hasca meas filias filiascas meas, quas omne cio tam moribus quam doctrina habilis eidanias esse qui amantantur ad gradum magisteria intientiae, itque tibi fide me testor expandeo tatica academiae.
Authoritate mehi concessa, admitto vos ad gradum magisteriae scientiae.
Idris Oyebode, Abdul Wahab. Master of Science, Department of Computer Science. Niskal Abraham, Stephen Carroll, Dawan Gupta, Deng Ji, Pratikumar Prasad, Janice Riley, Sandhya Sebastian, Harish Hankar Sivaji, Sanjeev Sundarvaratan. Masters of Science, Research, Department of Chemistry, Kenneth Darcy. Doctor of Philosophy, Science. Presento phobus hanc meam filiam husca filios meos, quas omne ci tam moribus, quam doctrina habilis eidanias esse qui amantantur ad gradum doctoratus philosophiae, itque tibi fide me testor expandeo tatica academiae.
Authoritate mehi concessa, admitto vos ad gradum doctoratus philosophiae.
Department of Biology. Sarah Delaney, for the thesis, The Effects of Dietary Components on Antibiotic Resistance Using Mechanistic and Plasmid-Based Studies. Supervisor, Dr. Fiona Walsh. Philippe Guapo de Mello, for the thesis, A Molecular and Cellular Characterization of the Effects of Neonicotinoid Pesticides on the Brain of the Pollinator, Bombus terrestris. Supervisor, Dr. James Carolyn. Jamie McGowan, for the thesis, Genomic Evolution in the Umicites. Supervisor, Dr. David Fitzpatrick.
Dr. Joseph Timoney will introduce the doctoral candidates from the Department of Computer Science.
Keith Nolan, thesis title, Mental Health and Computer Science, an investigation of how mental health affects learning computer science. Supervisors, Dr. Aidan Mooney and Dr. Susan Bergen.
I will now hand back to the Dean to resume the ceremony.
The Higher Diploma in Mathematical Studies. Presento phobus hanc meam filiam, quam cio tam morbus, quam doctrina habilem eidaniam esse quae amantatur ad diploma superius, itque tibi fide me testor expandeo, tatica academiae.
Authoritate mehi concessa, admitto te ad diploma superius.
Omolara Abahe. Master of Science. Presento phobis hasc meas filias filiascas meos, quas omne cio tam morbus, quam doctrina habilis eidanias esse qui amantantur ad gradum magisteria intientiae, itque tibi fide me testor expandeo totica academiae.
Authoritate mihi concessa, admitto vos ad gradum Magisterii Scientiae.
Department of Mathematics and Statistics. Sacri Bali, Matri Amorat, Amit Anchalia, Anadita Ashwat, Mundit Bhargava, Payal Bizan, Manod Bisht, Raghav Shada, Anurag Chaturveda, Amrit Chavan, Devaharsha Dadi, Shankadip Debnat, John Dunn, Ian Finnegan, Lakshya Gazarezan, Kunal Goyal, Manikandam Gun Askaran, Pradit Korunatan, Harish, Hajonhi, Gaurav Hodad, Jutumal Jacob, Aram Jagannathan, Krishti Kakar, Shubham Kamitar, Kevin Kinsella, Nishant Kumar, Anurag Madhyayakanahali, Surag Mandal, Nathan McJames, Mansi Mehta, Akshay Menon, Akshay Misra, Subaransu Mahanti, Shauna Mooney, Michael Murphy, Sudan Mutukkarmar Askmemi, Bindu Nag, Amal Nanaware, Pawan Narayan, Stephen O'Farrell, Karthik Bandi, Frederick Pin, Ganjau Raja Gopal, Siddhartha Ranganathan, Sakish Kumar Ravikchandran, Harshini Ravi Kumar, Sashank Sanji, Kartikeyan Senthil Kumar, Azhar Sheikh, Kumari Shelbala, Anning Shen, Alok Singh, Japneet Singh, Virgil Stapleton, Arpan Sorabhi, Ramesh Surigam, Atitan Chorupati, Jayoti Thomas, Sangamirita Varadarajan, Pujanjali Vasu, Rishab Vishwakarma, Tara Vivash, Vishal Walya, Yang Wang, Deepak Yuvanesan. Doctor of Philosophy Science. Presento vobis hanc meam filiam quam cio tam morvis quam doctrina habilum e idonium esse quae abmentantur a gradum doctoratus philosophiae, itque tibi fide me testor expandeo totica academiae.
Authoritate mihi concessa, admitto vos ad gradum Doctoratus Philosophiae.
Department of Mathematics and Statistics. Aisling McGlinchey for the thesis Differential Privacy and Opacity for Positive Linear Systems and Observers. Supervisor, Dr. Oliver Mason. The honors degree of Bachelor of Engineering, single major. Presento vobis hanc meam filiam hosca filios meos, quas omne ci tam moribus quam doctrina habilis e idonius esse qui abmentantur a gradum baccalaureatus in ingeniaria honoro cursu confecto, itque tibi fide me testor expandea totica academiae.
Authoritate mihi concessa, admitto vos ad gradum Baccalaureatus in Ingegneria honoro cursu confecto.
Ming Hao Chen, Yi Hang Day, Furi Du, Paula Navio Coria. Doctor of Philosophy Engineering. Presento vobis hosca meas filios, quas cio tam moribus quam doctrina habilis e idonius esse qui abmentantur a gradum doctoratus philosophiae, itque tibi fide me testor expandeo totica academiae.
Authoritate mihi concessa, admitto vos ad gradum Doctoratus Philosophiae.
Nicholas Fedot for the thesis Optimal Control and Model Reduction for Wave Energy Systems, a moment-based approach. Supervisor, Professor John Ringwood. Yare Penna. For the thesis, Hydrodynamic Excitation Force Estimation and Forecasting for Wave Energy Applications. Supervisor, Professor John Ringwood. Prashid Rama Badran. For the thesis, Digitally Assisted Transmitter Enhancement Techniques for Millimeter Wave Radio Systems. Supervisors, Dr. John Dooley and Professor Ronan Farrell. The Honours Degree of Bachelor of Science, Psychology. Presento vobis hunc meam filium, quem cio tam orbis, quam doctrina habilem eidaniam esse quia mantantur a gradum baccalaureatus in scientiae honoro cursu confecto, itque tibi fide me testor expandea totica academiae.
Authoritate mihi concessa, admitto te ad gradum baccalaureatus in scientiae honoro cursu confecto.
Martin Whelan. Master of Science. Presento phobus hasce meas filias filiascus meas, qua somne cio tam orbus quam doctrina habilis eidanias esse quia mantatur a gradum magisteriae in scientiae, itque tibi fide me testor expandeo totica academiae.
Authoritate mihi concessa, admitto vos ad gradum magisteriae scientiae.
Department of Psychology. Gavin Aspel, Rachel Brown, Aisling Carpenter, Niamh Cusack, Victoria Dawidek, Katie Donnelly, Sabrina Grigore, Natalia Karkokova, Fiona Kyle, Stephen Lawless, Emer Lynham, Shannon Maslam, Imogen McNally, Briona Marr, Hannah Mulvaney, Fergal Quinn, Shannon Richardson, Owen Stafford, Victoria Wicklow. Master of Literature. Presento phobus hunc meam filium quem cio tam orbis quam doctrina habilem eidaniam esse quia mantentur a gradum magisteriae in litteris. Itque tibi fide me testor expandeo totica academiae.
Authoritate mihi concessa, admitto te ad gradum magisteriae in litteris.
Department of Design Innovation, Paul McGann. Postgraduate Diploma in Geography. Presento phobus hanc meam filium, hunca filium meum, qua somne cio tam orbis quam doctrina habilis eidanias esse quia mantantur ad diploma superius itque tibi fide me testor expandeo totica academiae.
Authoritate mihi concessa, admitto vos ad gradum diploma superius.
Conor Devereux Boyle, Fiona Ní Corcoran. Master of Science. Presento phobus hasce meas filias filiascus meas, qua somne cio tam moribus quam doctrina habilis eidanias esse quia mantantur a gradum magisteriae in scientiae, itque tibi fide me testor expandeo totica academiae.
Authoritate mihi concessa, admitto vos ad gradum magisteriae scientiae.
Department of Geography. Juan Campos Bonaguro, Daniel Conway, Jordan Cooney, Kira Crosby, Owen Cullen, James Donahue, Catherine Dooley, Jack Dunn, Dennis Flavin, Owen Gadrin, Leah Holtz, Lediona Huxa, Simon Kavanagh, Kieran Kelly, Kenyo Malihe, Niamh McCarthy, Kate McCauley, Patrick McLaughlin, Lister Marara, Therese Mislinski, Rosie Nolan, Sophie O'Kelly, Francis Russell, Japhet Santana Huizar, Natashka Seifert, Rushna Siraj, Dara Stapleton. Master of Science Research, the National Centre for Geocomputation, Bernard Sweeney. Prizes and awards. Each year, the university awards over 100 academic prizes at its annual prizes and awards ceremony, and the following prize recipients have been conferred at this ceremony. Department of Geography. The Department of Geography's prize for the best performance in the MSc GIS and remote sensing, Lister Marara. The Department of Geography prize for the best performance in the MSc Climate Change, Niamh McCarthy. Department of Psychology. The prize for best overall performance, the MSc Psychology, Rachel Brown. The joint prize for the best research project, MSc Psychology, Rachel Brown, Shannon Richardson, Owen Stafford.
Prae honorabilis pro vice cancellariae totaque universitas. Ceremoniis rite confecto, queso facias finum hujus convocationis universitariae. That concludes the formal part of the proceedings, and I would now like to invite the President of the University, Professor Philip Nolan, to give his conferring address.
A chéimethe a gcuine úsle, bhálam fáilte pásanta go raibh go léir chuig an searman speisialta ach neamhgnách seo. Is ócáid speisialta é an searman seo is saoil na géimethe nua, agus tá áthas orm go bhfuil deisigin é a colúra, ó chéile ach le chéile freisin, agus mar sin bhálam dús có gardach sa crí a dhéanamh lena chéimethe go léir. Graduates, ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to offer you my personal welcome online to this wonderful, albeit a little unusual ceremony. We're all getting more and more used to doing remotely and virtually what we used to do together and personally. And graduation day is a very special occasion in your life's journey. So I'm delighted that we have the opportunity to celebrate it, apart, but at the same time, together. I'd like to begin by offering my heartfelt congratulations and hope that for each of you, this is as personal and joyful and special a day as if we were all here together. This has been, to say the least, a most unusual year. In your final year of study, we were struck by a pandemic the likes of which we have not seen for a century. And you've all been affected by this. Your lives and studies were severely disrupted, and some of you have had the additional strain and sadness and grief of seeing loved ones severely ill from or losing loved ones to COVID-19. And now, tired and a little frustrated, we're facing into another difficult period and the realization that this is going to be a long, slow battle to keep the virus at bay. And through all of this, you found the resources and the resilience to complete your studies. And it has been our privilege to confer on you today the degrees that you so richly deserved. It's arguable that never before have degrees been so richly deserved. And I'd like each and every one of you to take a moment now, wherever you are, and knowing that all of your classmates are doing it at the same time, are with you in spirit, I'd like you to take a moment to reflect upon how much you've achieved, how much you've overcome to be here today, and just absorb the significance of this moment and how connected you are to your colleagues and classmates around the country and around the world. I'd really like to thank on your behalf two groups of people. First, the staff of the university, who supported you throughout your journey of learning and who went to extraordinary lengths over the past months to ensure you could successfully complete your studies on time. And secondly, the people closest to you. I've had the privilege of having some people close to me graduate virtually in the last several months. And I'd like to say thank you to the people closest to you. You'll have brought them together with you again, either in person or virtually. They've loved you and supported you through thick and thin over the last few years, and even more so over the last few months. I know how enormously grateful you are to them, and I want to say thank you to them on your behalf. I know you will have done everything you can to make this day special. You'll have dressed up, you'll have gathered those closest to you together to witness your graduation. And I say this at every graduation. I say it because it's important. I know it's more difficult under these circumstances, but in whatever way you can, please take some time later today with those closest to you and really let them in. Let them show how much they love you. Let them show how proud they are of you. It'll be a very special moment, a very special memory, and one that you will treasure for the rest of your lives. Our lives are going to be different for some time to come, but the creativity, spirit, energy, resourcefulness, commitment, solidarity, and conscientiousness, I mean every single one of the words, those attributes that you've shown, not just over the past few months, but throughout your studies, and have become part of who you are, and in many parts of your lives, those things give us the confidence that we'll prevail. This is the time, with your new qualification, that you should be surveying the many opportunities that face you, and I know at the same time, there'll be anxieties and concerns about the challenges that we face. We will prevail. We'll see the other side of this, and we'll return to a new and perhaps a better life. The poem by the late Derek Mahon, who died only a few weeks ago, about the pandemic is quoted. It's quoted often, but it's quoted often because it's apt and full of hope. You'll be familiar with, quote, "The sun rises in spite of everything, and the far cities are beautiful and bright. I lie here in a riot of sunlight, watching the day break and the clouds flying. Everything is going to be all right," end quote. Everything is going to be all right in time. But it's the lines that precede those famous lines that I find the most helpful. In describing his own writing process, Mahon writes, quote, "The poems flow from the hand unbidden, and the hidden source is the watchful heart," end quote. There will be times of anxiety and times of uncertainty, but opportunity and happiness and joy will also come, unbidden. Keep a watchful and a careful heart, watching for those moments, caring for yourselves and caring for each other. And the sun will rise in spite of everything. And let me, as president of Maynooth University, promise you one thing. I know you all miss the joy and ceremony of a normal graduation day. I miss the joy and ceremony of a normal graduation day, where we come together for a ritual and a celebration that emphatically marks this important transition in your lives. It's a moment that you and those closest to you deserve and cherish, and we will have that day. As soon as we can, and I can't say for certain when that will be, we will convene and celebrate together for a second time your wonderful achievements. For now, cherish this moment wherever you are. It is special. With those you are closest with, make the most now of this day, and tomorrow, and the day after, and the day after. Draw on the resources and the energy that your education has given you, the love of those around you, to navigate an uncertain future with knowledge, skill, creativity, and optimism. When we meet again, you will have already moved on to wonderful things and start to make your own individual and special contribution to the world. I really look forward, when we do meet, to hearing your stories. Gur Amal Give Galer, Agus Ganair Liv Galer.